can manipulate that, get them out of their comfort zone, and that is going to be Grief Party here. We have Grief Party versus 223, MXKX, Someone and Missed It Up on Grief Party, Sam, Metalco, and Nox on Team 223. Let us know, of course, in the chat as well on the teams you think will be successful, and we are loading into the arena. Here we go on Vegas.
Yep, we are in Vegas. I do not see any variation. It looks like it's a nice sunny day, so we are going to have kind of a nice bog standard map going in here. It does look like Vault 1 is starting to get approached by Orange Team, and it looks like Orange Team is going to be Someone, so that is going to be Grief Party. So Orange is Grief Party, and Pink will be...
Yeah, they're ready to go for the defense. Yeah, that is right. And you can see here, Someone now, again, this is what we're paying attention to, guys. We need to see how he differentiates here. And look at this. He is playing the Glitch Grenade. The first time he's played Glitch Grenade in the group stages right here as well, is now doing it in the playoffs now, and he's only left alone here. Already, 2 players have taken out MXKS, and that's good because that gives us enough time to do for the pointer here. So let me show you something cool, Rio. So my big thing is, okay, if he is going to be playing light, well, then he normally goes Cloak, Frag Grenade, Gateway, and Stun Gun. But this one right here, Someone has actually switched it, and he's opted to go for the Glitch Grenade, and that is massive. That is what you can do to use to tear down your defenses, and especially go against players.
Well, and it's so good against the Dome Shield, and that's really one of your biggest things that you're having to deal with. And I see 2 Dome Shields right there, and just what I was talking about. The shot goes off, he's able to get that Dome Shield down, and Someone is doing great work with that LH1. He's getting another shot off, gets a Telco down, and is able to steal the first vault. Looks like he's going to run his way towards B, and he has bought himself enough time, because that is a team wipe.
Exactly, and just as I said, literally it's perfect timing, right? As soon as I said about the effectiveness of the Glitch Grenade, those Dome Shields do go down, but immediately countered out by them, and probably caught 223 a little bit off guard as well, you could assume as well. Probably didn't realize that Someone was going to be playing that, and now they're on the defense.
Yeah, absolutely, and now they've really got time to set up. They can set up in a nice area. We saw the C4 going down on the cash out station, and they've really just bought themselves enough time to probably bring this cash out all the way down to at least 2/3 of the way there before we even see a team push happen. We do see the zipline going off on Pink Team, and they are starting to advance. They need to make something happen. I bet they're going to blow up the roof and just try and make an entrance in that way. We do see fighting happening on the roof already happening now. One person from Orange Team is starting to push up, and Pink is just standing near an HPS.
Charging in. Yeah. Yep, RPG going in straight away there as well. All players have been splash damaged down with the RPG. Telco, the only player left alive here. What can he do in a 1v3? Not much, and that model will have its last final say. They're actually just waiting here. There we go. A little bit of BM grief maybe in there. I mean, it's the finals. At the end of the day, it happens, but there it is. Already taken out. Rio, what happened?
I don't know. They just didn't have a good push, and I think that on the opposite side, there's some great defenses set up. This is a good spot to be in for this cash out because it's just kind of isolated. You have to either blow up the roof, you can't drop it anywhere, so you can't go in below them. And it's a very kind of like, I want to say it's like a bastion, honestly, of a cash out station or of a vault. So it's just kind of a really good defensive spot. We do see that the advance is starting to happen again, and they need to make something work right now. This is their last push.
It is now or never exactly, and here you can see a Telka here using the Dematerializer to try and kite the players towards Cash Out B. It's on 75% here, and Mr. Derp from the high ground here as well. You can see MXKX as well prepared for it. They do winch it towards them though, and this will cause a bit of a problem here. Can the Kingfish get in there in time? Of course, Grenade going in. Model here, first shot's ringing out, but unfortunately no elimination just yet, and there it is. The Model takes the first shot, and there it is, of course, with the Cash Out B. We're already down to basically a couple of seconds left, or I would say it's a bit too late, and that game has already given them the first cash out on the board here for the Shock and Awe, which is also known as Team 221.
2-2-2-3.
Whatever it is.
That was a great steal, honestly. I didn't think that they had enough time to get in there and push, but they were able to disrupt the defenses. And if you saw, they actually made the steal happen while the fighting was still going on. So there was no team wipe. It was just kind of like, it was just utter chaos, and they took advantage of that chaotic moment, and they were able to get the steal. It did look like for a moment there that Grief Party was going to be able to bring it back. They even tried to steal it back, but in, again, the chaos of it, they just weren't able to do it. So the first point does go to 2-2-3.
Yep, exactly. And that is a little bit of a surprise there, because you could say that they were playing on the high ground. They had the defense as well, and Winch clawing it in and going for the steal was probably something that they were not prepared for. And again, that's something that someone needs to pick up on here. And we'll have to see if he does change it up a little bit now. Rooftop being exposed here as well, and they will be waiting for the next fight to happen here shortly.
Yeah, we see the setup going on. Everybody's just trying to look for that one entrance, that one pick, because if you can get one player down, there's your spot, there's your chance. And everybody's just kind of taking it a little slow. We've seen the first fights happen over the last cash out, and we've seen that both teams can honestly play really aggressively. So it's no surprise that both of these teams are playing a little more conservatively going towards the next cash out.
Yeah, and really the question is here, Mr. Dup and MXKX, they're kind of wondering, they're asking themselves the question, well, where is this team hiding right now? And they know that they're going to be a little bit patient here. That is obviously a little bit of a utility usage there by someone. Keep an eye on him, and you'll see what he'll be doing here, utilizing the light. And that is the advantage he has here with the gateway in his hands. He will be able to go and grab the vault and transport it over to A.
Yeah, that just bought them so much time. Like, I don't know if you noticed, but he ran away quickly and got a good distance set up from that gateway. He was able to just get that vault moved without anybody seeing or stopping or intercepting them. So that's critical. That's really something that makes a light player shine. So he's doing great right now. Mr. Derp goes down. The fighting is happening over vault cash out too. And I don't know how they're going to come back from this.
Yeah, already down to, I think, a 3v1 now as well. The second player also went down just after that here. So it's going to be in the background. I think that is MXKX, who's left alive here on a 1v3. He could coin himself here and obviously go for a simple respawn, but I think he is opting to go for... Is that a wait for the other team to coin? Yeah, he's going to wait for the other teams to coin. That's fine. Yeah, so there we go. Because he's going to have to wait a little bit of time here. Give the gift of time towards the pink team here as they're on defense.
Yeah, and honestly, at this point, 2-2-3 looks really in a good spot. All they have to do is hold this for another, I don't know, minute and a half, roughly, and it is just counting down. The fighting is not even happening over the cash out at the moment. It's happening outside. They're in a big open area. Pink is getting down. Someone gets hit, and that is the damage of being a light. He goes down. Nice EPS is able to eat that rocket going up. Mr. Derp is the last one alive, but he goes down as well. There's a wipe for Grief Party, and it is 2-2-3, standing strong.
Yeah, it's definitely a bit of a problem to solve here. You say someone has the ability to get behind enemy lines, but he got caught off a little bit too early there, and he made that a 2v3 before the fight even actually happened realistically. So I have to see what difference they'll be able to make here. Is there anything you see early on that there's a problem right now? Is it the light not being as effective or being, as scary as they should be?
Yeah, I think that's it. They're really focusing on that light player because if they're able to get that in, like I said earlier, just getting that one person down is such an entry to making sure that the whole team gets wiped. So they're going to have a nice, good push, and this is probably their last push. Roof starts to go getting it. It starts to explode. We see the goo going off, trying to buy themselves a little bit of space. Orange team is starting to run in there, and they've got to do something right now. Dome shield's going down.
Now or never, of course. They're still also going out here for MXKX, but not being as effective just yet. The cash out has also been dropped as well. Mr. Duck driving in, but unfortunately hasn't had his say. And it's still a 3v2 here as well. Make that a 2v2. And unfortunately, I think that's now a 1v2. Someone is left alone here. And that is a massive problem here. The defib not being on the team as well is a problem, but he does get the first one here. Noax goes down. Now left here. Can get the shots through, but it is going to be the winch claw, and unfortunately, that is gone before he even had the chance.
He did get some good shots off on Sam, and Sam was this close to dying, and so it was good usage of being, winched in there, but yeah, what a performance by 2-2-3. Not super surprising, but I expected a little bit more from Grief Party, honestly, from this match.
They've actually prepared themselves, right? Between scrims, they said how the other players play, they know how to put them in difficulty, and they respect each other. They said that they've worked on their communication, they've been working on their defense as well. So it seems like in these matches here, as we head towards the next game, T23 are really damn well prepared, and Horizon is actually a testimony to preparation.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm curious, why do you say it's a testimony to preparation? What makes preparation so needed?
Because Horizon gives you so many situations where you can manipulate the cash-out box to be on the low ground, right? And if that's in a situation like that, you have to work together as a team to retake it, especially if teams are playing from the high ground. It's one of those maps where you can hold from 3 stories high and still have a clear sight of the cash-out, so that's also massive too.
Good thought process. Anyway, we see someone back on that LH1. He's doing some good damage so far. He is staying a little bit further away from his team, so maybe he did change his strategy up a little bit. MXKX goes down, but someone is trying to run away. He does use that invis to his advantage. Nice kill on a telco. Are they able to get this? I think this is down to their last player, and that is a team wipe. Most of that was done by someone, so he might be here. He is waking up. I think that we might see some really good light plays going off of this, because he seems like a different player already.
Yep, there it is. And again, we did see the effectiveness last map of someone, but it was only the gadget-wise. Now we're finally seeing the effectiveness in terms of the weapon as well. The LH1 being such a strong weapon as well for the light contestant, especially if you are, as an individual, good at being able to, utilize the damage to his potential. Because we have to also remember as well, he has to respect his health. And his 150 is 100 less than mediums.
Yeah, and that's really big. I mean, that means that if you take a single rocket right on, you'll be down to 25 health, and that means that it is just critical. So he needs to make himself a little bit away from his team to avoid kind of that splash damage we were talking about before this match got started. Oh, he's in a great position. Look at this. He's set up on some goo above the whole cash out. So it's going to make the enemy team have to come in, and they're going to have to either not see him or look at this goo and bring it down before they get just utterly, you know, I don't know, stabbed in the back, basically.
Yeah, exactly. And he also has the cloak specialization as well. So it means that he can actually go into different areas where they might expect, especially with the goo grenade. It's going to cause a bit of a problem here. They are dropping the cash out, though. They have dropped it once, but it did land on the bookshelves there. And again, it has gone down again. Here is MXKX, so driving in with the model here. Winchclaw going out. No players have been eliminated yet until now, where 2 of MXKX's teammates have been decimated. Fast model shotgun, though, going in. Left it down to a 2v1, but that defibrillator will be going up here to probably bring it back to a 3v1 here, or it looks like a full res instead. And you can see very nice play here again from 223.
Yeah, they are really just kind of showing their dominance here, and it's making MXKX just kind of have to hide. This is a really kind of an interesting setup. It does look like the steal is going off, and they were able to get it just perfectly. Mr. Derp on the staircase trying to set up, and it looks like they might try and demat it down. No, they're setting up below it, which is a good strategy because it means that the enemy team has to come in there and disrupt them from a layer below, or they are risking themselves being dematted just like that. Having it drop, it does fall on the bookshelf again, kind of makes it inconvenient. Orange bubble goes down. You see a lot of fighting happening over. Noah's trying to get a good positioning going on. Looks like their team is very low, all down to Noah. He's got to run. He's getting that res off, but he does die in the process.
Yeah, and that is unfortunate. Actually, 2 players on the other team are quite low. The defib has also been traded out, so I think it is right now a 2v2. The cash out is also being stolen as well, so keep your eyes on that one. If it does get stolen in time, that would be massive, and they do get that as well. Huge play there to bring it back in line, and Atelco and Sam have a massive problem right here. The model also going out, but not being as effective, and that is going to be a point on the board here. The first $10,000 for this second map, straight back in the hands here of Grief Party.
Yeah, and that's their first cash out, so they are showing up a lot more than they did in this last map. So I'm proud of them. I'm glad that they're able to get it, and I think that this map might even go their way. But we're going to have to see. Yeah. Fighting is starting to happen, or they're starting to get close to Vault 2. Both teams seem like they're going to be approaching roughly at the same time.
They might respect it. You can see them in the background there. They're kind of waiting. I want to quickly add in there as well. The high ground advantage here for the finals is actually something that goes unnoticed. I mean, even with games today that we saw, for example, with Frog Free, they managed to understand how to play against the high ground here of Holthol's finest. And in this situation here, you can see right now, Grief Party have the high ground here against 223, and that can be very advantageous.
And it does look like we're going to take a minute and listen in to 223 as they get this next vault set up.
Vous suivez, bah oui, bah je...
Allez, solo, sur moi.
Un alpha, mort.
J'ai mort.
Mid-life encore, mid-life. Rush-le.
Encore, en bas. Fume-le. Mort. Il reste plus que le dernier là.
Grave. Non, on est calé.
On va.
Ouais.
On les a bien topo, on a bien anticipé le truc, c'était parfait là.
On gratte pas le point XT pour l'instant.
Peut-être
Des
pas...
maintenant de tout, comme ça l'endroit il est mieux pour nous.
Ouais, je suis d'accord. Je vais laisser ouvert comme ça pour le moment.
And that was a minute with 223, and honestly, you could hear just the chaos that happened when that team fight started going on. And, you know, the amount of communication, yeah, they were speaking a different language, I didn't understand them, but at the same time, I could feel what they were trying to say, you know?
Oh, 100%. And that's the thing with the finals is that I really love it when teams, it's kind of like an NA method as well. In North America, you kind of sometimes hear those teams that have very high intensity communications and stuff like that. And it's nice to see them having it here. You can tell they're into it and they're playing as a synergy. And right now we have MXKX here and Co leading towards Cash Out C.
Yeah, I believe that they're going to try and drop this because that's their best move right here, but they are going to drop it, and immediately the enemy team will be right there. So there is the drop. I'm not sure if they blew it up. I think they did blow it up instead of dematting. So there's a giant hole in the ceiling, and they are just getting shot at from it. So they're having to back up from the steel because it's just not working out for them. at this moment. Orange needs to kind of get in there. They're going up the stairs so that they can go now downward against them. Honestly, that's a great move. Buys them a little bit of space and maybe the high ground advantage that we were just talking about.
Oh, someone here going down to 4 HP as well. That is a massive problem. The next MXKX here will have to ask him to back off. They did manage to get him back up on his feet. Mr. Derp here going up with the charge and slam. There it is. The first elimination goes down. That's a Telco who falls. And this could now be finally the Stormroller here. The second point on the map here for these players on Grief Party, and that is something that they want to see here. Just a slight defensive play they'll have to do here as a cash out edges towards 75%, and we might now get this back to a 1-1 Rio.
I'm almost certain of it. I mean, this is 75% of the way cashed out. We see that the 2-2-3 just spawned in. They've got to make it all the way over there. If anything, they're going to have to dive on there, and you can actually see the Grief Party is set up directly on the cash out, so they are ready for a dive. They are ready to fight over the point, and they just have to buy themselves, what, 10 seconds at this point? So yeah, this is definitely going to go into a one-on-one, or a one-win versus a one-win, and I love that we're going to bring this down to Fortune Stadium. Here's the push, and yeah, it was all for nothing because they just didn't even make it there.
That is right, quarterfinals right here, intense action, of course. 2-2-3, again, they took the first map here, but Grief Party will take the second, and that means
that it's more just kind of personal performance. Maybe somebody didn't get enough good sleep. I don't know, it could be anything, and it just kind of, yeah, I don't know. We're going to have to see, because we are going to go into Fortune Stadium. Probably one of my favorite maps. It's the newest map in the game, but it does have a lot of really high ground structures. Each zone is set up to be one tier higher than the next, so you see a lot of plays that involve a lot of verticality that you don't normally see in some of these other maps.
that is right, it is the quarterfinals here, the last map here, 2-2-3 versus the team who is surprising them right now. It is Grief Party, and in the vision we have right now is someone here with the LH1 on the high ground. They have managed to tag the first vault as well, and playing a little bit patient here. We can see on the other side, 2-2-3 looking like they want to head towards B as they have split up there. Sam is on his own.
Yeah, it's hard to see what's going on, but it does look like a lot of fighting is happening over this first vault. We do see the glitch grenade going off. It did bring down both of those dome shields. A lot of fighting is up. Mr. Derp is the last one, but he does get wiped. So it is going to be a team wipe for his team, and Noah is getting a res on Sam. Looks like they're going to take Vault 1 over to B, which is a good position. It's really one of the more kind of guarded areas, but it does provide a lot of opportunities to drop the cash out down. So I don't think that they're going to get set up on this top layer. I think that they're immediately going to set up their defenses at least one floor lower, if not further than that.
Are you calling to play high ground here or low ground?
I'm saying low ground for sure. Don't stay up high. It's just such a spot to be dropped. But maybe I'm wrong. I'm not a professional player, and it does look like they are going to take it right up here on top. They're going to bring the fight right there. So it does look like the advance is starting to happen from Orange Team as they get closer. But again, this is taking quite a lot of time. By the time that they get there, it's going to be almost halfway done.
Yeah, but look at this. So someone, the Invis, going in here, and I think he just got caught out, so there's a bit of a timing thing. He used a gateway grenade to bring his teammates towards him as well. So that was quite a nice little strategy there to bring them forward. And I think 2-2-3 have recognized that as well. That cash out, as you said, roughly just over towards the nearly like, what, 45% mark as well. So it's getting towards 50%. And again, now the Orange team here are driving in. Can they solve the puzzle here to take down the Telco's team who are known for defense?
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm, again, surprised at this defense, and they are going to try and pull it off. You see that the fighting's starting to happen. Mr. Derp takes a lot of damage. He's trying to use that shotgun. Someone down to 1 health. MXKX goes down. His team is not looking good. Orange really needs to pick this up. Mr. Derp has to do something, but he instead gets wiped. So that is not the play you wanted to see. They pushed into a literal bastion. That was such a good, strong setup. I don't know why they didn't decide to drop it.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is as well is that you have to obviously understand that RPG that they used, I think it was, if I'm not mistaken, it was Mr. Derp here. He used the RPG in 2-2-2-3, and he actually did manage to get them tagged down to quite low HP, so I think they wanted to capitalize off of that. But we have one more final push here, potentially. The cash out's already so late here, but it is the hopes and dreams of these players to get something magical to happen here. The players on the other team are on the low ground here, and they're about to get seen by Mr. Derp. He does do the winch tour in as well, but the APS is being effective against them, and that cash out B here will be able to be ticked, and it should be in the hands of 2-2-3.
Yeah, I mean, that was a pretty desperate push, and they just needed to make something happen. It was pretty expected that it would go that way, but you got to be hopeful that they can get, I don't know, one pick off of that. But I don't even think I saw...
That's something cool to show you.
Yeah.
Do you know what's cool? So I think, if I'm not mistaken, people can correct me if I'm wrong here, they switched to APS, and if I'm not mistaken, it was actually Noax who, instead of going frag grenade, has swapped over, and he's using the APS now as well. I don't know if it was a Noax or if it was a Telco who called that. Now, I'm not sure if that was already done before in the matches previously. I think that might be so, because if you're in a 3v3, you don't need some certain utility. But that APS is going to be massive to counter the utility from someone.
Yeah, and for those of you that don't know, the APS is a little tiny turret that you can set up that basically destroys all incoming grenades, RPGs, and any projectile that's coming towards you. It doesn't get rid of bullets, but it is really effective for throwing it down and just having a nice area where your entire team can be safe for about 4 shots. I believe it's 4, right? You can take 4 grenades.
Yeah, roughly about. Yeah, exactly. I mean, there is some things you can do, like with the gateway, to like manipulate it, and then you can have unlimited ammo and stuff like that. But yeah, exactly. Like I said, it's that's what I like about a lot about the finals, and I wish that it was kind of more grown upon. Is like, I call it the tree theory, where you have one gadget in the game that gives you the ability to do multiple things with it, and that's what I kind of saw initially, right? Because the gateway, you could throw in grenades to the portal, right? Yep. And then you could think, okay, what could you do with that? Could you throw in an APS to the portal, or do some really wild, wacky things? But unfortunately, it hasn't been the case. But in the future, it could very well be. Look at this though, 223 currently confidently holding the vault right here.
Yeah, I don't really know what they're doing. They're just kind of set up. They're waiting. Both teams are playing just kind of a standoff at the moment. And I think that we're really trying to wait on someone to get in there. He tried to go invis, but immediately gets shot. We do see the fighting starting to happen all over this vault, too. He throws the gateway, followed up by a glitch grenade, but it doesn't look like it's going to hit anything. Everybody's kind of set up inside this building right next to him.
Yeah, exactly here. And we can see, again, they are kind of playing the cheeky game right here as well, because technically you could just, be a bit aggressive and just throw the cash out in, away, give them the respect, and then play on defense to retake it. But it looks like these players here are going to opt to meet the might here of someone's bullets with the LH1.
Yeah, those were great shots. They were in such a bad position, and he did just kind of drain them down. He did get RPG'd, so he's down to 72 HP. Look at that. The LH1 is doing damage. He is not able to complete those shots. He does go down. Now we see Mr. Derb trying to stay alive. A lot of shots going off. It does look like Purple Team is staying up, but it does look like, unfortunately, Grief Party does get wiped in that. So the vault fight does go to 223.
Yeah, and there it is. That gives the breathing room here for 223 to actually proceed to take the vault over towards the cash out station. Now it's going to be A or C is the decision to be made here. And again, you kind of have to, in that last fight, you have to put the responsibility on again, we keep speaking about it, but it's the kind of combination between, like, the light, for example, right? Again, he did do very well with the initial damage, but he's not respecting his health right now, and I'm not too sure if that's because, he's not able to find positions in this map on Fortune Stadium to get out of the damage. Typically, if you was a light, you would show yourself, deal damage, and run and hide, regen your health. But again, it's now or never here, and this cash out has been activated. We've gone down to the final map 3, and they're now approaching.
Yeah, and hopefully they can get this pulled off. I think the Grief Party really needs to make something happen. They can do it. They can make this push. And if they're able to get this steal, we will go down to the last cash out of the game to bring this all tied up, basically. So let's see what they can do. They are set up on top. I think that they're going to try and use a red barrel, and blow up below. No, it does look like they're going on the stairs. So we're going to have a direct confrontation going off right here. Maybe they're going to... Oh, they dematted... Oh, God, it's actually 223 decided to demat and push into them. They're going to take the offensive route right now. I'm not sure what they're trying to do here. MXKX taking some good shots off. Can he bring him down? Not too sure just yet. A lot of heals going off. Good teamwork from Orange Team, and they were able to get a wipe. So it does look like this cash out, if they're able to hold it, might go the way of Grief Party.
Yeah, very nice. And you have to give the respect there as well to Mr. Derp and MXKX there. A little bit of a combination they did together, of course. Have to obviously respect as well MXKX using the healing beam as well to obviously provide it. But it wasn't necessarily needed. Mr. Derp here, very well played. He stuck his nerves, even against some of the things that are a little bit interesting. Michael, with the even some of the things that are a bit interesting with the dematerializer, trying to catch them off guard. But there it is, and we have now, hopefully, one final chance here.
And we're going to take a minute here and listen in on Grief Party as they make this last push.
They have no RPS on point. No RPS on point right now. They're dropping down together.
Dropping.
To the left, Derp.
Glitch.
I got back. Nice. Play time here.
One more.
Last one, just kill him. He's lost.
Go,
Nice.
go.
Alright, go vault,
We're in the game, we're in the game.
Fuck my body. Yeah, we win.
Yeah, it's gotta be spawns. That's fine. Good shit.
I think they need a barrel to do the APS tech.
Okay, I mean, I gotta say this. I think your mic's a little bit kind of there, but I gotta say this very quickly. Someone absolutely massive going in there initially with the gateway grenade. Oh, sorry, the glitch grenade as well. Again, this is what I said before. That's the differential. Your mic, you need to probably mute yourself. Yeah. All right. There, mic is. Yeah, sorry, that was the differential there. Again, going in first of all with that glitch grenade is so huge, and then being able to fix it off there with the LH1, and there it is.
Yeah, honestly, some great plays, great performance, and like I predicted, it is coming down to the very last cash out for this match. Can Grief Party do it? I'm hoping that they can. So we see Vault 3 is, the fight is happening over. It doesn't look like anybody's tapped it just yet, so Orange Team is getting set up in that area, but a lot of fighting is happening from a Telco, just trying to get in a nice setup from the APS. And we see that Mr. Derp, their whole team is just kind of set up on layer 2 of section 4. And I'm not sure what's happening right now, because it does seem like they're just starting to push in. And a lot of fighting's happening, and Telco is getting some great shots off with that model. Look at that.
Yep, Telco here chipping these players down as well. That Vault 3 does also drop here, but this model being effective at Telco could be the player to come alive here. Takes out Mr. Derp here down to a 3v2 as well. And again, he could continue this one, but his teammates managed to make the players fall below the feet. Coins flying everywhere here. And it looks like right now 2-2-3 are the team to be successful with it. The wipe has happened, and it is going to now be from something of the models. Grief Party falling out. They have to coin back in, and 8 seconds left here. And it is come down to the absolute wire. Cash out has been started, and your eyes should not fall away here from this cash out C, as it's the final one here to say which team goes through to the next round.
Yeah, and 2-2-3 is in a great position because they're set up defensively. They've got all the time in the world. By the time that Grief Party gets in here, the cash out will be down at least 75%. So it just means that they have 1, maybe 2 good pushes in here. And I think that with the staying power that 2-2-3 has of their defensive side, I think that they have this. I don't know what Grief Party's going to do to kind of get on the winning side.
Yeah. Imagine all these months and months of playing, resting down to this final moment potentially for these players. As you said, maybe 1 or 2 pushes here. Pressure is on them. The eyes are watching. And in the finals, especially in one of the first community tournaments, thanks to Breakout here, these players could be going home before they even thought that they will be continuing to rise this one in the rest of the tournament here. Cash out on 50%. Mr. Derp here above with MXKX. Someone has to find out the position of these players. From below is a Telco here. He's going to try and drop the cash out at the right time. Does just that here. And again, it might just be Mr. Derp here. He has to find the splash damage with the RPG as we spoke about earlier. And there it is. He now charges in with the S6 shotgun. Gets taken down.
It's all on MXKX right now, and he does get wiped, so that's going to be pretty much it. I don't see the Grief Party being able to spawn back in, make a dive, and get this steal. Weirder things have happened, but with the amount of time left, I just don't see it. I'm pretty sure that 2-2-3 just won it in that last fight right there.
1 second left and 75%, and I think just by the spawn there as well, I do agree with you. It might be all it is called for. Again, this would have to be magical here for these players, especially to create some movement here to go fast. Mr. Derp, someone, MXKX here off the back line. Gateway going in. One final chance potentially. Mr. Derp driving towards cash out C, but it has been dropped down below, and it might just be 2-2-3 to play their minds and their cards correctly and use the brains here of using the dematerializer to drop the cash out down, and the hopes, dreams here of Grief Party unfortunately causes them to be knocked out of this tournament.